Coven! Welcome back / welcome to the Heathen Hedge Witch. I am Runa Strong. This is my channel, and today we're going to talk about something super exciting, one of my favorite pagan holidays, Ostara! This is a very special holiday, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about why it is a good holiday to celebrate the Vanir, like Freyr, and Wyrd, and Mother Earth herself. It is a very special season. It is all about abundance and prosperity and fertility and planting your seeds and waiting for them to grow through the next season. It's very exciting for me. Like what I said, one of my personal favorite pagan holidays to celebrate. I'm so excited to talk about this with you. If that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. Something that I'd like to mention first is the symbolism. The symbolism in Ostara, or Easter as the modern day would call it, is eggs, seeds, bunnies. Why? Because birth, baby. It's the season of birth. It's the season of growth. It's the season of starting to think about new dreams, new hopes for yourself. What are we manifesting right now? This is the time to really sit down and think about manifestations, especially if you are a witch, because this is the time of year when everything we plant is going to start to grow. So let's plant good seeds that benefit us instead of continuing the toxic habits that we should have let go back through the colder season when we were doing the staying inside, reflecting inward, all of that good stuff. Now is the time to be out. Now is the time to get outside, to get in your garden, to plan your garden if it's a little too cold to actually get in your garden yet, like it is for me right now. And all in all, just thinking about the future, thinking about what it is that we need to grow within ourselves and around us, not just physically growth, but mental growth as well. I think that's also something really important to consider with Ostara. Something that I find that personally really kicks this time of year up for me is finding that balance of feminine and masculine within myself, because both are needed for growth. Both are needed to make a baby. Both are needed in order to birth new ideas. We need to think about the determination as well as the passion. We need to think about the focus and the structure as well as the vigor and all of that. I don't even know how to describe the divine feminine in just like basic words, and I'm still kind of figuring out the divine masculine within myself. And I think that's something that we all kind of figure out as we go. We all sort of come in with more of one than the other. For me, it's the feminine more than the masculine, and we just try to figure out how to find that balance. And I think that's a part of the spiritual faith that isn't super for beginners, but more intermediate, advanced practitioners like myself. Once we're really getting the hang of the basics and we can start to do the real deep dives, once we've healed the trauma and we can start doing the big growth and not just the breaking down, but the building up that comes after. So that's something that I find a lot of inspiration for this time of year. Just embracing both sides of what fertility is, that divine masculine and the divine feminine, and combining it and making a beautiful project with it. Determination to sit down and paint, and the color theory that goes with that painting. You know, something as simple as that, or something more complex like a spell working or shadow work or something of that nature. Combining the masculine and the feminine is definitely Ostara energy for me. Something to remember as well with Ostara is that fertility is more than just like making babies or planting stuff. Yes, it is also about those things. If you are struggling with fertility, now would be a good time to give to any fertility gods such as the Vanir or Mother Nature, and say those prayers to try to give yourself that baby if that's something that you're struggling with. Something else, of course, is going with the cycles of nature and planting new seeds, literal new growth. But that also goes beyond those surface level definitions of the word. Fertility is about bringing abundance into our life, and not just money, but yes, also money, but also considering things like true joy, living your true joy. What makes you feel abundant inside? Is it more laughter shared with you and your child? Is it more road trips chasing the sunset? What abundance are you lacking that you could be manifesting into your life more this time of year? that is something I want us all to be thinking about, stepping into the Ostara season. Also, witch tip, keep your eggshells. Not just this time of year, but like also this time of year. But they're just so good for so many purposes. Eggshells are great for the garden. Eggshells are great for prosperity, abundance, fertility spells. Eggshells represent birth, represent new beginnings. They represent new jobs, new opportunities, all kinds of awesome energy that really correlates with the Ostara season. And I think that if you are a beginner witch or an advanced witch, I think it's really important to have in your apothecary. Even if your apothecary is just 3 jars, make one of them eggshells. It's such a multifaceted tool. It works a lot like salt, where it basically does wherever you tell it to do, because it can also be used to banish someone as a ward, to keep your home safe. It is very multifaceted and something that I truly recommend to any baby or advanced witch. Definitely keep some eggshells. Now is a good time to grind your eggshells and make the powder. And you can use that, like I said, in your garden to repel pests, to work like a natural fertilizer. You can repel assholes from your house using eggshells. Whatever you gotta do. It's a beautiful magical ingredient and something that I definitely need to talk about during the Ostara season. Here's just a small idea of some fun things that you could do to celebrate Ostara with yourself or your loved ones, your Coven, however you go about it. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing personally is setting up our new greenhouse, because I've never had a greenhouse, and I'm so excited to finally have the space to be able to really grow in a greenhouse, like really big grow. And I don't mean like carrots and potatoes and stuff. I'm so excited to grow, like just to have my own food. Plotting your gardens, even if you're not going out and getting into the dirt yet. However, I also recommend that for Ostara. Personally, I'm in the north, so I can't do that quite yet, but for those of you in the south, you might be able to. But for those of us in the north, something we could do is just simply sit down and draw what you imagine for your garden, whether it's an overhead view and you're plotting where you want to actually plant them, which is what I do, or if you're just taking time to make a scenic shot, like what it would be to take a photo once you get there, like around the Beltane season. What's it going to look like? Imagine what it's going to look like in the future and set that intention for yourself. That's something that we can do over Ostara that will really help us get there. And it's not just related to gardens. You could plot out, like, maybe you're building your house right now and that's your new egg that you're trying to grow and birth. So draw out what you want your house to look like. Even if you already have like professional blueprints, draw it out for yourself. How do you want to decorate? What do you want to put into that house? Are you starting a new job? What kind of wardrobe do you want to wear? Draw that out. Take some time into your journal or book of shadows or whatever you want to call it and plot. Literally plot out your life like it's a book. It's so much fun. It's a really cool way to manifest while also being a little creative, and I just love doing that. So definitely a good time to do that around Ostara or during any manifestation project you're doing. A simple way to celebrate Ostara. This is especially a nice bonus for any closet witches out there. Take your feet, no shoes, no socks, and put them in the grass or sand or soil or whatever's around you. Probably not the snow. If you do it in the snow, do it like short bursts. I wouldn't like stay there too long, depending on what it's like for you around you. I know we're starting to thaw, but the ground is still really hard, and there is still a bit of snow in certain areas. So, depending on what the weather is like for you, that is another way that you could get connected. Just go out and put your feet in the earth and talk to Mother Earth for a while. Ground with her. Release some things. Talk about what you want to grow within yourself. Become a plant and let your feet really connect to the ground. Almost like visualize roots coming out of the bottoms of your feet and connecting to the energy below. Just thinking about it is getting me relaxed because that's like my favorite like meditation while grounding. It helps me so much. So I definitely recommend that to any of you who may be looking for ways to celebrate this Ostara season. Another little thing that you could do is to burn any trash that you may have as a sort of form of recycling if you have a burn barrel to do so safely, or burning shrubbery from, old growth from perennials that need room for new growth. You could take those pieces and burn them in a barrel as well, or add them to your compost. Whatever works for you, honestly. It depends on your situation and your garden. But there's a couple different things that you could do with it, and you could pour a little mead into the barrel as well, and it becomes an offering to your gods. I mean, the hard work in your garden is already an offering to your gods, but a little mead never hurt. If you're old enough. My channel is for 18 plus, but 18 plus doesn't mean old enough to drink, so disclaimer. And of course, as usual, any other things that you can do as far as honoring your deities, you know, playing music, do a little bit of drumming, or a little bit of dancing. Whip them out! Oh! Embrace the divine feminine, go naked around a fire. Shit. I mean, am I foreshadowing to a future gathering that I'm going to? All in all, Ostara is a really easy season to celebrate. It's a lot of fun. If you want to dunk eggs and colors and dye them with your kids, that's fine too. That's still appropriate to do around Ostara. You don't have to be afraid, you know, as long as, well, I mean, maybe you're a Christian witch and Jesus is a part of it, in which case you can incorporate that into your thing too. Honestly, it all depends on you and what your path is like. But these are some basic things that folks can do to celebrate this season, regardless of what specific path you're on. This isn't just a Norse pagan video. However, I am talking about the Vanir. I'm trying to make it a little more general, but I do consider it like the Vanir holiday because they are fertility gods. You know, Fehu is a rune that describes a lot of the Vanir, if not all of them. Next video might be a little more creative version, showing my personal practice versus like an educational chatty video. I thought about doing it all at once, but it might become a really big video to do it that way. So yeah, I'll see you on Friday showing my personal Ostara celebrations that I'm going to be doing throughout the week. Ostara is a nice big holiday, fertility, abundance, blah blah blah. I'm going to be doing some spells as well as everything that I probably mentioned already, and I'm really looking forward to that. Until the next one, I am so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you stuck around this long in the video, write something like, I'm a little sprout. Tip me over, pour me out. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Tell me your favorite fairy this time of year. Like, is it a tree nymph or a little sprout or a little sprite? What do you like? What do you connect with this time of year? I normally always connect with tree nymphs, but this time of year a lot of flower fae make themselves known as well. So yeah, I'm getting a little distracted. I apologize. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. It means a lot that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, please stay weird, let the freak flag fly, ward up, cleanse yourself, cleanse your phone, and think like the madman Odin. I love you so much. Please take care of yourselves. Until the next time, bye.